Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In this workshop, we're going to be creating a pencil drawing of a water village. So, what do I mean by water village? You could say something like Venice, where we have like these water canals floating through, the houses. So, let's begin and see how we go about it. Okay, so I have my sheet of paper here. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Oh wow, that is perfect. Okay, so before I start, I'll just slightly darken the edge so you can see the borders of my paper clearly. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the borders of my paper clearly. Okay, great. So we'll first start with a very rough sketch. Okay, so what I will do is I will first just roughly place out what I want where. So for example, over here, I want a tree this side, and then from the tree we will draw out a small bridge like this, just like that. And then from this side we can have, it's a bit too high, so I'll just bring this down a little bit. I hope my audio is clear. Just like that, we'll have the bridge and then connects over here, and the same thing this side for the opposite end of the bridge, just like that. Just like this, and then we'll have the side of the bridge which will then come up and connect, just like that. And then this side we can start drawing the buildings. So now the buildings will be drawn in a very sort of subtle kind of way. Just like this, we'll have the first one, and then the second one we'll have right above it. Just like that. So I won't draw it entirely, just like a semi silhouette, you could say. Like this, and then I will take this back a little bit. That looks good. And then the same thing this side. Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty good already. And then from here I will draw another building. Just like that, and connect it to the tip of this roof. No, it feels good to draw for a long time using a sharpened pencil. Just like that. And then this will come down right about here. Not entirely down, but just there should be enough. And I will tell you why in a bit. Because we'll be at... No, I just said I'll tell you why in a bit, and I proceeded to tell you why immediately. I will tell you in a bit. Okay, so the same thing here. We'll have another house like this. Now we'll make sure this and these two lines are parallel to each other, as in they're going in the same direction basically. Connect it down and bring this part down as well. And then from here I'll bring this part down as well, just a little bit, and we can have the next building's roof also over here. And this will take it all the way outside. Again, this will be parallel. This side as well. And over here, now I can just extend this bridge a little bit more. On this side, I'll extend this up. Just like that. And the same thing for this roof. You can connect it till here and then bring this out. Then have another roof as well. Just like this. And then bring this part down. And from here I'll draw a straight line like that. I'll draw two parallel lines this way to have the separation of the house from the water. Then over here I'll have some trees over there, so I'll just very roughly block that out. And then this side also, see, I'm very lightly drawing a shape so that I can know where to place what, and I can identify what exactly am I leaving that space for. And this side at the very top, I'll draw a smaller house like this. Bring it down, take it back a bit, and then have some more trees in this empty space. Okay, so now I'll just have a look at it again. Okay, now we can start a bit of the shading. So over here I'll just very roughly draw some shapes for the branches and the leaves that are hanging over here. Little bit this side. So I'm doing it in a very, let me show you. Yeah, you see, I'm just adding some blobs of shadow over there. I'm not exactly drawing any leaves or anything specific in that sense. a little bit there. And a little bit we let it overlap the bridge also, so we can get that nice three-dimensionality. Yeah, and now I can start drawing the branches of the tree. It's like this over here. I'll just keep it a little darker, coming through like this. And make sure you rotate your pencil whenever you're darkening any sort of spot, because otherwise one side will be blunt, the other side will be sharp. Okay, like that. Then at the bottom of the bridge, I'll add the shadow over there. And if you want to darken it even more, we can do the cross hatching technique and darken certain areas like that. So now you see we have a bit of like a reflective kind of light over there. And from here itself I will come down. Yeah. Then now the reflection on the water, I'll keep a little bit of a gap in between. So I'll start with it being a little bit darker, and then as I go away I'll increase the distance and lighten it up. Over here also I can add a bit of water over there. I can fill some of these, very empty spaces up also. And then come together and so I'll start off by just adding a light tone here, the same way we did for the drapery in the morning. And you can keep it very random, some long, some shorter strides. And then the closer parts, we can darken it a bit more. Keep a bit of some gap over there. Just like this. And over here, just like that. So if I cover this, you can see how it's starting to take shape. I think that is my go-to line, starting to take shape. Like I said way too often. Okay, and then here also. Now here I'll let it be a little bit longer with a little bit more gap in between, just like this. Okay, and then I can start by adding some branches. Then I can thicken these branches also, again very roughly. And so it's going to be slightly like a sketch, you could say. this. Just add some darker tones. We can just keep adding some random shapes here, which would sort of imitate the trees. And then overall we can give it a tone like this so that it can have some sort of overall shape to maintain. Like that. A little bit towards the edge, since this part is always, it always tends to be left as it is. The pencil can miss out on these areas over here. Okay, and then now this house. I'll just start by shading all of these roofs in one tone. Like this. A little bit here. Oh, hello Anoshka. Is my audio clear today? I think I had some issue again in the morning workshop, but I hope it's much better now. So again, this side. Okay, that's good. Okay, like this. And then what I will do is I will just start darkening certain areas, like a little bit over here, a bit this side where these two meet. We'll add a little bit there, and then the back side of this roof. And then here also. Okay, then we can start shading a bit of the houses as well. So this part will be much darker than the roof, since the roof is, blocking the sunlight. And the same thing here as well. Again, I'll just fill this area up. Yep, up until there. Now this entire drawing is going to be more like a sketch rather than, a very focused and, very finely done drawing. This is more of, a practice work so that, you can try to do it in your free time, or try to sketch in a similar way in your free time. just like that. Like this, and then on the opposite side, a bit lighter there and darker towards this edge, just like that. Over here I can add 2 windows. Onto this side I can have just some subtle shadow over here, very subtle. So normally whenever I do my drawings, I never hold the pencil this way. I have a habit of holding the pencil this way, because that way I have a much wider range of motion as compared to this. So even if I hold it here, it is much bigger than this, but when I hold it this way, now you see I can cover more than the paper. I can literally cover half my table. So whenever you work on bigger drawings, hold your pencil in this manner. When you work on medium-sized drawing, you can hold it this way. When you work on a tiny portion, then you can come right about this much, but never hold your pencil from here, because in that way you can't have proper pressure control and your range of motion is also limited as such. Okay, I'll put this part down here. Then we can shade these buildings as well. So you see, without the shadow, it just looks like a very awkward kind of drawing. But then once you do add the shadows or the dark tones, it starts to look so much better. Just like this. I'll just shade this part a little bit. Over here also. And then this side as well, very lightly. And then here I will add a window, and here I will add another window there. And then this side, before I do that building, I will just shade this part entirely. Thank you, Anashka. Have you made any new paintings recently? Like this. And then here we can have the tree come in between. Just a few sketches here and there. Okay, it's still better than, not creating any work. The same thing for myself. Like, I don't get much time to create many paintings, so what I do is I just sketch on the train on my way to the studio. So that way at least I can keep my touch there. I won't lose my touch when it comes to drawing or painting. Of course, given that for these workshops I do create drawings, but these workshops are very different as compared to the types of paintings that I make for my, or like my personal paintings, you could say. A little bit down there, and then some shade over here. This side I can make it entirely blank. Sorry, not blank but flat. What kinds of work, what kind of works do you make for your personal painting? So I make a bit of conceptual, a bit of realistic, and portraitures. So I started off with portraitures, but I'm trying to get more into the conceptual stuff, or conceptual paintings, you could say. So conceptual paintings in the sense that these works are based off of a topic or a theme, or so on and so forth, like that. Okay, and then this side I will just add a much darker color here in between. Again, like I said, this is a very sketch or a very sketchy type of drawing. So we're just trying to grasp the overall, the overall feel. We're not trying to go too in depth with this drawing. Okay, and then this side I can have a boat. Okay, that is too straight. I'll keep it a bit slanting like this. And then over here you can have a man. And then a boat over here. Like this. Over here also I will shade a little bit. And then finally the man of the hour with his hat. Take it down until there, and then we can add some sort of water reflections down. And then this side, just add a few more strokes, and there you go. I think I can make this one a little bit bigger. I think it became a little too thin. Yeah, that looks much better. So there you go, that is our pencil sketch done of a water village of some sort, you could say. So this is what we have made, and I hope you enjoyed that workshop, and I will see you all again tomorrow at 11. So thank you for watching, and take care and have a good night. Bye bye.